On that morning of the 24th of June, one of the issues that disappeared off the radar of British politics was immigration. It had been the dominant issue every year for the previous 5 years, the thing that people were talking about. And I think with the Brexit vote, people thought, well, that's it. It's done. It's sorted. It's all over. Well, take us to this election where certainly the Labour Party conference appear to want to open up the doors pretty unconditionally, and where the Labour manifesto makes it very clear that foreign nationals coming into the country will, of course, get the vote, it would appear pretty much immediately. Now, from the Conservatives, well, I've been saying for years we need an Australian-style point system, and at least they're now saying that. But of course, they make absolutely no commitment whatsoever to reducing numbers. And the truth of it is, they've got no intention to reduce numbers. Many of their big business backers want as much cheap labour as they can possibly get into this country. We have a population crisis directly as a result of policies since the late 1990s, and you see that not just on the impact on public services, but actually there's an argument here about the quality of life. There's an argument here that as we inexorably head towards 70 million people being here by the end of the next decade, that actually that does damage to people's lives, to people's communities. You cannot measure how content a country is by simply looking at GDP numbers. There is such a thing as society and community, and I think that has too much been ignored. So we would very much want to get immigration numbers down to what for 60 years were very acceptable and very workable post-war levels. And yes, I'm talking around about 50,000 people every year. But of course, we're going to need flexibility on work permits. But please recognise the difference between the automatic right to settle and the right to come and work for a time-limited period. And it also leads in, you know, I've met so many people running businesses, running engineering companies, indeed people at hospitals, saying we just in this country do not train enough of our own people. And again, this is long term. It's going to take more than a couple of years to turn this around, but we do need to invest in our own people. On illegal immigration, well, I think we probably need to do something to stop the human tragedy we saw in the back of that lorry the other week with 39 dead people. But even today, there are boats coming across the English Channel, and we all know that the border force bring them in to Dover. They're kept by the police for 24 hours, and then virtually everybody disappears. No one seems to think it matters. In fact, the Prime Minister is on record several times in the past supporting amnesties for illegal immigrants. We think that is heading in the wrong direction. We think a strong message that says, if you come here illegally across the channel or in the back of a container, that you won't be allowed to stay will prevent further human tragedy. And it's the right thing to do.